The engine hums before the world wakes up. It's still dark outside, city lights fading, silence hanging heavy. And somewhere between the roar of a muscle car and the calm of dawn, there's a man who built his empire from grit, risk, and relentless drive. His name is Vin Diesel. Most people see the fast cars, the billion-dollar franchise, the luxury homes, the fame. But behind that, there's a story, not of luck, but of obsession. Not of privilege, but persistence. Every frame of his life has been shaped by purpose. Vin Diesel wasn't born into luxury. He was born in Alameda County, California, and raised in New York City, a city that doesn't care who you are until you make it care. He wasn't discovered. He was ignored, rejected, and underestimated. But instead of breaking him, that built him. As a kid, he fell in love with acting, not fame. He found his first stage at the Theater for the New City, where he learned that performance wasn't about being seen, it was about being real. But dreams cost money, and money was something he didn't have. So, like most great stories, his began with struggle. And he worked jobs, studied film, wrote, directed, produced, all because no one would give him a chance. No studio wanted him. No casting director believed in him, but he believed in himself. And that belief, that's where legends start. He shot his own short film, Multifacial, for just a few $1,000s. It was raw, emotional, and honest. That short film changed everything. It made its way to Cannes. It caught the attention of Steven Spielberg, who saw something powerful, something rare. Spielberg cast him in Saving Private Ryan. That one call flipped the switch, and from there the engine started roaring. The early 2000s came, and with it, the Fast and the Furious. Nobody could predict what that film would become. Not just a movie, but a movement. Vin Diesel didn't just act, he created an icon. Dominic Toretto wasn't a character, he was a statement. Family, loyalty, speed, power. Those words defined his screen life, but they also defined his real one. The success exploded. Franchise after franchise, Fast and Furious, XXX, Riddick, and his voice immortalized as Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy. Behind the voice, the cars, and the power, there was a businessman with vision. Vin Diesel built One Race Films, a company that didn't just produce movies, it produced control. He stopped being the actor waiting for roles and became the man creating them. That's how real wealth is made, not by waiting for the call, but by making your own.
And the rewards followed. Reports estimate his net worth around $225 million. Not inherited, not gifted, earned. Brick by brick, deal by deal, scene by scene. He turned movie checks into equity, contracts into empires. But what defines luxury isn't just numbers, it's what those numbers mean. For Vin, it's the power to live on his own terms. He owns an enviable collection of cars, the kind most only dream of touching. The 1970 Dodge Charger RT, the 1969 Dodge Daytona, the 2014 Lykan Hypersport worth over $3 million. These aren't just machines, they're extensions of his legacy. Each car tells a story, of the grind, of the wins, of the journey from theater stages to global stages. And while his garage roars with horsepower, his homes breathe with calm. His Los Angeles home, modern, private, luxurious, stands as proof that hard work carves comfort. Reports mention an 11,000 square foot mansion in Atlanta, a Hollywood Hills property that became a sanctuary, not a showpiece. To some, luxury is excess, to him it's reward. He doesn't chase fame anymore, he shapes it. That's the thing about success. It's not about escaping struggle, it's about transforming it. Vin Diesel turned rejection into recognition. Every no became a fuel source. Every closed door became a blueprint for a new one. And when you watch him walk into a premiere, suited, grounded, smiling, you're not seeing arrogance. You're seeing gratitude wrapped in power. He's proof that discipline outlasts doubt. Because the truth is, success isn't about how fast you rise, it's about how long you endure. And endurance is something Vin Diesel mastered long before the fame. From the outside, his life looks like perfection. Fame, wealth, fans, family. But those who pay attention see something deeper: consistency. Every role he takes, every brand he builds, every quote he drops online, it's built on one message: stay loyal, stay focused, stay real. And that message built more than movies. It built a mindset. The empire didn't build itself. Every empire starts with a vision that nobody else sees. Vin Diesel's wasn't just about being an actor, it was about owning his world. He understood something early. Fame fades, but ownership lasts. That's why he created his own production company, why he invested in storytelling instead of just starring in it, why he learned the business behind the camera, not just the spotlight in front of it. That shift, from performer to producer, from employee to owner, is what separates the rich from the wealthy, the dreamers from the doers. He didn't just want a role, he wanted a legacy. Through one-race films and racetrack records, he turned his art into an asset. Every project became a piece of his puzzle, every deal a new line in his story. He didn't let studios define his worth, he defined it himself. That's the mindset that takes you from paycheck to portfolio. And let's be real, his life now is luxury defined. Private jets, designer suits, fine watches, global premieres. But it's never about showing off. It's about representing what's possible when discipline meets opportunity. Because the truth is, you can't buy what he has if you don't carry what he carries. Consistency, courage, and patience. That consistency shows up in how he treats his people. You hear it in how he talks about family, not just in the movies, but in real life. His loyalty runs deep. He stands by those who stood by him. That's part of why the Fast and Furious franchise became more than just films. It became a symbol of unity, of loyalty, of a code. Even after losing Paul Walker, he didn't let grief stop him. He honored it. He built on it. He used it as fuel to keep pushing forward, turning pain into purpose. And that's what makes success meaningful, when it's not just about you. When the empire feeds more than your ego. When it inspires people, employs people, and gives something back. Look at his lifestyle, not as luxury to envy, but as evidence. The man who once struggled to pay rent now drives cars worth more than entire neighborhoods. He's not flexing. He's proving what happens when you refuse to quit. His collection includes some of the world's rarest rides, classic American muscle and futuristic hypercars. The Dodge Chargers remind him of his roots, raw and unapologetic. The Lycan Hypersport? That's the symbol of evolution, from the streets to the skies. Every car, every property, every success symbol carries the same signature, earned. Because here's the thing about wealth. It's not about luck or timing or the spotlight. It's about decisions. Thousands of small, often unseen decisions. Saying no when it's easier to say yes. Staying late when everyone else goes home. Reinvesting when others spend. Vin Diesel didn't get rich from a single movie. He got rich from understanding leverage. He knew when to walk away, when to own rights, when to bet on himself. And that mindset is the ultimate luxury, the confidence to choose long-term over instant. He built a brand around strength, family, and authenticity. No fake persona, no unnecessary noise. What you see is who he is, and that's why people connect with him. Behind the fame, there's discipline. Early mornings, constant training, script rewrites, production meetings. This isn't a man waiting for luck. It's a man engineering his future. That's the untold truth about every icon. Success looks glamorous, but it feels like grind. The cars are shiny, but the work is gritty. The mansions are quiet, but the process was loud. And somewhere inside that stillness, he stays hungry, because true champions don't get comfortable, they get curious. Even with hundreds of millions in the bank, he still shows up with that same drive, the same intensity, the same fire that started when no one would hire him. He's not chasing more when he's chasing mastery. Because the real game isn't about owning things, it's about owning yourself. When you reach that level, luxury stops being the goal. It becomes the reflection. His life reflects what discipline looks like when it's done right. He's mastered the art of balance. A global superstar who still values quiet time with his kids. A businessman who still finds time for training. A public figure who protects his private peace. That's real wealth. And while most chase success for validation, he built it for freedom. Freedom to create. Freedom to live. freedom to choose. He learned early that fame without control is a trap. That's why he built systems, ownership, and long-term plays, because control is the foundation of confidence. Every decision he's made, every move he's taken, has been about alignment, his work, his image, his brand, all moving in one direction. That's the kind of clarity that turns hustle into history. And that's the difference between temporary fame and timeless legacy. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Iconic Lives for more inspiring stories of the world's most legendary figures.